All right, so this guy has, you know how like they had that stat last night and I even shared a stat this morning about Trae Young and how he had something to do with 80% of the points that the Atlanta Hawks scored last night. Yeah, well, this guy right here, Rich Flores, has 100% to do with every winner in the history of the Smackoff. In fact, when you get right down to it, it really isn't a battle between the GOATs. It's not a battle between Brad and the Cablinasian with 5 each. It really is a battle between Rich having all 27 in the field. We go there right now on Smackoff Eve. Maybe a guy who's had a greater impact on the event than anybody at all. Rich Flores. When I'm giving the guy a near government, you know it's important. Let's go to HB. Rich, what's going on?
Oh, Jim, you're too good to me, man. Thank you very much. Happy Smackoff Eve. I'm really excited for the program tomorrow.
Yep.
Let's hit a couple topics. When you get back, I want to talk about Trapper in depth. Maybe today is not the day, but I have a lot of thoughts on that. As you know, I haven't called in about it. My favorite train story, as we're talking about train stories, was Randall on the Pacific Sunliner when we went to see you down in Del Mar. And then the automobile ride on the way back up, and he was running an option with a Denver Broncos football with the Uber driver. It was in folklore on Periscope there for a while if you ever checked it out, but always a favorite story of mine. You talked about Silk, and Silk, you know, he didn't fail. He got into that city council race with less than 90 days to go beforehand, and he picked up almost 11,000 votes. So some great inroads. But I got to tell you, my favorite one where Silk is concerned, he ain't getting on tomorrow. If he didn't get on during Smackoff 23 when he was standing literally a foot and a half behind you in studio on hold when we were taking a group photo for Sports Illustrated call, he ain't ever getting on. I think he's got less of a chance to get on than Cal in Vegas, and that's saying a lot, and Silk's my boy. But I want to just reference quickly that Guido call. All right, so Mike and Indy talks about how, you know, he's this, he's that, he's won them all. You know, there's no bigger failure, in my opinion, and I was there, and this was Smackoff 20, when he pretended to come into Big Wangs. He wasn't there. He pretended to come into Big Wangs. I remember it specifically because I was listening in on some headphones, and the house were on a 30-second delay, and when he said he was coming through the kitchen, I ran to the kitchen, and he wasn't there. Imagine if Lef had pretended to come into studio. Imagine if Lef had pretended to be in a helicopter. Imagine if Mark had pretended to do a live call or pretended with the Siri. In my opinion, the biggest failure in Smackoff history is Mike and Indy. So, Guido, no big shout-out to your boy Mike and Indy. In my opinion, biggest failure ever. Tomorrow, Jim, we're going to roll into Javier's. We're going to have a little bit of food. We're going to celebrate the memory of Trapper, and we're going to celebrate the pageantry that is Smackoff. I appreciate for all the friends that you've given me, Jim, and you know that to be true. It's always a great day when there's Smackoff. So thanks for doing what you do. Have a great vacation, and XR4TI, have a great show tomorrow. Thank you very much for producing it for us.
There you go. Did you ever think that you would hear this? Good job, Rich Flores. A great job, actually, Rich. No, I appreciate you, Rich. Kidding aside, great job. Well done. Good to have you on. So he says that they're going to Javier's to celebrate the pageantry of the show. Which Javier's? Crystal Cove? Irvine Spectrum? Los Angeles? Vegas? San Jose, Mexico? John Wayne Airport? Let's go to the phones. We go to, and by the way, he called out Guido. When Guido made his call, he was pissed. And then Gino lit Guido up. And then Guido called back and wanted a piece of Gino. Guido, do not call back looking for a piece of Rich Flores.